There's only two people here. Who's here? It's 8 o'clock. Whatever. I'll just sit here. There's one person here. No one's really figured out what I'm doing anyway, so whatever. This is super fun. So, you want to talk about creativity and its expression, right? Right? 3 people. You want to talk to me? That's what the whole point of the live stream is. See, because I sit in a chat room all day long with people giving me the silent treatment. And usually it's really annoying because the people giving me the silent treatment have no creative talents or abilities. And every day I spend every day repeating myself over and over again. It gets annoying. If you notice, I'm not wearing my robe anymore. You know, I'm still practicing Buddhism, but I took off my robe so I could talk to you like a human being, because when I have my robe on, I have to live by monk rules. Then when I take my robe off for more than 7 days, then that means I'm taking a break from being a monk. And that means I get to tell you all kinds of shit, and I don't have to be nice. Because truth is, you know, by 8 o'clock in the morning, I express more creativity than most of you do in your entire lives. Want to see? Do you? I'm a shitty human being. And that's why I was trying to be a monk, is because I was a crappy human. Like, for real. I couldn't stop messing with people. I couldn't stop drinking. I couldn't stop running around late at night, messing up my life. I mean, I was a crappy human being. I thought. You know, and then the reason it all happened is because my son, Trent, years ago, you know, when he was really little, kept calling me a liar. And he kept telling me how I wasn't really a Buddhist. And then I spent an entire year showing him what real Buddhist practice was. And I really enjoyed it. And it got me to quit drinking. It got me to be nicer to people. It got me to feed people on the streets, when really before I would just walk by homeless people and mess with them. I mean, I tried to be a Buddhist before, but it was really, you know, my son calling me a liar that was like, all right, you want to call me a liar? I'll show you my Buddhism. And then, you know, he started telling me about how his mom was a member of a satanic cult society that was taking over the world. I'm not evil. I'm just not a good person because I don't like people. I think people are shitbags. That's why don't think I'm a good person, because I'm not like Aaron Swartz, where Aaron Swartz is like, oh, I want to build software to help mankind. No, I build software to mess with you, to test your creativity, because that's fun. People don't understand. It's weird because you don't have creative talents like this. Right? See? See that? I made that pretty much this morning and some last night. So I'm going to ask you, have you ever created anything that beautiful in your entire life? Anyone of the 7 people here? No, you can't relate. So I want you to answer my question. In your entire life, have you ever made anything that beautiful? No, you can't think so. You would know if you had. In your entire life, have you ever made anything that beautiful? I did that one today. No, that doesn't count. That's someone else's. but do you do it every day? See, I don't think you have. See, I think you're lying to me. See, because me on the internet, see, I've only met more liars of people saying, I understand, yes, I have, yes, I do. Right? I only meet liars. Sorry, I just don't believe any of you anymore. It's weird how this whole Tyler experiment has shifted my psyche. It's shifted my understanding of humanity. It's shifted my understanding of human nature and how much human beings lie versus tell the truth. You know, I've really begun to understand the level of which a human being glorifies themselves. Like, I've really begun to understand it because people who lie get upset and leave. I understand it, and that's why there's only 8 people here, because the 8 people here are probably really the 8 creative people that I attracted. You know, after playing all my stupid games, I mean, you guys, the 8 people that are here now are probably the only creative ones I attracted. All the rest are probably evil, pretend, fake-ass sex bots. I mean, I'm not calling you a liar directly. I don't even know you on the other side of the screen. I'm just trying to get a reaction out of you. Yeah. Because there's only 9 people here, right? See, and I think the world is pretty much full of idiots because there's only 9 people here. It's probably the slightly creative ones. Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised no one's seen my logic in the past because creative people don't get upset at being challenged. Creative people go, oh, you want to challenge me? I'll show you my art. Oh, you want to question my art? I create art. I'm creative. SU, right? SU stands for screw you. Right. See, and I interact with idiots all day long. And it's nice that, you know, there's at least a few creative people. And that way I can piss off all the non-creative people all I want. Because that's what I like to do. Right. You know, because I don't think there's a gap in money or, you know, elitists or, you know, the 99% to the 1%. I think it should be the job of all the people who were blessed with creative talents to piss off all the people that lack creative talents. I think that's our job. Because we were blessed by the creator with creative talents. So that means the creator likes us more than them. And that's why they're angry. See, the creator loves me. Look at that talent I got from the creator. See, and that's what pisses off people like herpes and people who want to be saviors. Right? That's the expression of creative energy and creative abilities. I just did it for you. And non-creative people, they don't get it because they're not very smart. God made them that way for a reason. See, because a creative person, when you make a piece of art, what do you really hope that people do with it? Share. You hope that people share it. People enjoy it. People see it. Because if people don't share it, enjoy it, or see it, there's no purpose. You're just painting shit that sits in a room all day by yourself. Goes, ooh, doesn't that look good? See, so this is a fundamental thing that all creative people really understand that non-creative people don't. I'm not talking about not anything else. I'm just talking about people that were given creative talents by the creator. You know, the one you call God? You know, it seems really strange that non-creative people would abuse someone that was given talents by God. I mean, why do you guys abuse people that are given God-given talents? Like, God gives people talents, and then people without talents think it's the right thing to abuse them. See, that's why I think people are stupid, because non-creative people think creativity manifests from suffering. right? I mean, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Creative talents do not manifest through suffering. Creative talents manifest through support and sharing and conversation. So this whole, like, you know, way of art that you guys programmed into Tyler is wrong. Nope, not everyone can do something creative. See, you guys are fooling yourself. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Only a certain percentage of people are given talents by the Creator. You earn them. Sorry. I mean, you can fool yourself. Yeah. But everyone else who wasn't given a talent by the Creator, you're pretty much just supposed to share the creations that the people who were given talents by the Creator make. It's simple. I mean, I don't understand why people don't get it. It's the way of life, is that the Creator gives certain people talents, and then the people with non-talents are supposed to share the people with talents, and then the people with talents influence reality with their talents, like their creations, like this. It's called creativity and expression. See, in non-creative people, they don't understand it because they think words are creative. It's weird. And not everybody has talents. Like, literally, only a small percentage of people have real talents. Most ideas of what you think are talents are just people being clever. You know, like the stock market, or cutting and pasting movie quotes, or building chatbots based on movie characters. It's not really creative, it's clever. But they've convinced you that clever is creative because they took out all the creative training out of your schools. They took away all the painting and drawing and art classes. They took away all the music classes. And they gave you clever classes. You know, like clever bots. See, people don't even really understand what I'm saying. I can see that in the responses. See, and that's how I know that the Creator only gives certain people talents. It's really awesome. I have lots of talents. I do. You want to hear some of the music I made in the past? Here, I'll let you hear some of my music. This isn't a singing bowl. This is some music I made. So, yeah, that was just, something I was playing around with one day. Oh, here's another one. This one's a good one. I like to play with the instruments inside of my iPad because it's got like violins and it's got beat machines. It's got like all kinds of stuff where I can make things like this. Anyway, so that's just some expression of creativity, and most people on the internet, most people in the world, which, I saw at Fremont Street what people, think creativity is, and I was like, that's not creativity. A large fat man dressing up in pink women's underwear with wings on to take pictures with people. It's not creative. It's very, very unsightly, as a matter of fact. I don't know why you guys all keep using something I don't believe in to explain something you don't understand. Like, I really wish you would, the creator gives the talents. The creator, not God. There's lots of gods. There's one creator. There's one ultimate creator. That's you. I'm my own ultimate creator. You're your own ultimate creator. Right? See, because it's going to be really hard to ever get me to believe you. Do you want to know why I never believe what anyone tells me about God? Do you guys want to know why I never believe what anyone tells me? I never believe what a book tells me. I never believe what anyone ever tells me. Do you want to know why? Do you want to know why? Would you like to know why? Because you have to be a better creator than me for me to believe you. For me to believe that you have a better understanding of the creator, you have to be a better creator than I am. And none of you are better creators than me, so I'm never going to believe what you tell me. Because you see this. This is every day. So you see, your understanding of the creator only comes through words. My understanding of the creator comes through creating. See, every day I create something to further understand the creator. And the one thing I learn about art and being an artist and listening to people's opinions about art is the only valid opinion is someone who can do equal or better. Anyone who's lesser of an artist doesn't understand art at that same level. Creation is the same way. See, to understand a creator, you need to find a creator, a human creator who expresses that relationship. Now, without that, you're just using words that someone else gave you. Here, let me show you. See? Now, if you have a creator human being out there that's better than me, that can make better music on the fly, that can make better art on the fly, I'll listen to them. But most other people who aren't creators are just filling words that they heard from some other human being without any basis of fact or proof or practice or anything. right? See, and this is why I personally think Indra is the truth. I think Indra is what we've been missing as people, because the more I practice with Indra, the more I learn about Indra, the more creative I become. Like, ever since I've transitioned from just being a straight Buddhist, because I used to just be a straight Buddhist and be a practitioner of the Buddha's Buddhism. But then I went to some Buddhist monks for help, and they rejected me, and so I hopped on the Indra train. I mean, I was always a fan of Indra, because I knew about Indra, and I studied Indra through Buddhism and knew about Saka through the stories. But it wasn't until the Buddhist monks refused to assist me that I realized that they lacked creativity. And so I dedicated myself to Indra after that. After I took my son, Trent, to a Buddhist monk, one of the highest ranking Buddhist monks in the United States, to ask him for help about a kid telling me that he was working for the devil, essentially, they stopped returning my phone calls. So that was when I really dedicated myself to Indra. And I realized that the source of creativity is Indra. Pretty much. I mean, I'm just looking at art here. Look at this one. I mean, you guys can call it whatever you want. You can call it a god. I mean, you live your own life. Whatever. Yeah. I mean, we have disagreements as human beings. But I know one thing as a human being, if you're talking about a creator, you're generally going to want to find human beings that are creators, because that's going to get you closer to the creator. If you're talking about a God creator, you don't want to get close to people who are destroyers or people who lack talents, because those people aren't really that close to God, because, God gives people God-given talents. So you want to find people with talents to get you closer to the creator, or creator-given talents, right? See, did I show you this one? Yeah, I just wanted to show it to you again. I mean, I got a whole gallery of this stuff. Ooh, look at this one. See, and the reason why you want to surround yourself with these people of talents is because then you absorb information and knowledge from them. You absorb how to do things, and you get ideas, and their creativity influences you. Like my art, me just showing it to you influences you, because you go, ooh. Right? And that's how it works. But people who lack talent, they just want to talk all day, because that's what they do. They talk. And people who lack talent write books. Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Here, look at that one. This one's like being in the ocean. And that's why I don't hang out with preachers, is because generally preachers don't do anything but talk. They're really good at talking, right? See, and I'm not good at talking a lot. I mean, I can talk about creativity, but talking about like other stuff, I'm like, whatever. I mean, you guys all put too much energy into shit that doesn't make a difference in the end. You can feel free to agree or disagree with me, but I think people who are wordsmiths aren't very talented. They're wordsmiths. Talents are with hands and sounds and harmonies. Rapping is not a talent. Rapping is being clever. Like a rapper, it's not talent. It's being clever. It's figuring out how to get your voice into a cadence and tell people a story. It's, a shitty story at that. Storytelling, that's a talent. You know, if you want to talk about talent as the use of words, storytelling, that's a talent. Yeah. Wordsmithing, not a talent. Storytelling, that's talent. I mean, okay, so I'll agree there is a way you could use words to have talent, and that's be a talented storyteller. Yeah. Not a writer, because then people steal your stories. Anyway, whatever. You figure it out yourself. You know, I have my own idea of what art is. You know, like I don't think graffiti is art. I think graffiti is shit. You know, like the stuff you see on the walls and the names you can't ever read. I mean, I think some of the skill they use in the shading is awesome, but I think graffiti in and of itself is shit. I mean, it is. You know, the only place I've ever found like really good graffiti is like on the back alleys of Melrose, where they give people time to actually put up murals and things of skill. But most of not graffiti is like Jim was here. That's all graffiti is. Some guy with a pen that says Jim was here. But, you know, murals that are done by people who take time, you know, with skill, that's different. You know, that's street art. I used to hang out with those guys. Hey, you want to see a funny one? I'm sure you haven't seen this one in a while. Look at that one. You know, like graffiti artists. You know, I used to hang out with these ones from this thing called NG. You know, I used to think it was like New God. There were a bunch of Hispanic religious taggers in Arizona. You know, you can look them up. One of the guys is named El Mac, ELMAC. You know, another one is named Lalo Kota. You know, I used to live with Lalo. Lalo used to be my roommate. Lalo was a really good painter, except he was a graffiti artist. Yeah, he was friends with the Exit Through the Gift Shop people. I actually went to a party that those people were at in Arizona when they were filming that movie. It's weird. Yeah. They don't let anyone get close to Banksy. For real. I was at a party they were at once when they were filming, and I can tell you that there's people always circling around Banksy. No one ever gets close to that guy. Seriously. No one ever gets close to Banksy. But Banksy isn't just one guy. Banksy is a group of street artists that all were recruited into the group around, 2003, 2004, around there is when they started recruiting all the tagger groups. Looking for the artists to make their memes. They're meme guys. Haven't you ever noticed a lot of the anonymous memes look like street art? Am I close to anyone? Like physically? Not right now. There's no one within physical proximity. Yeah. So what the group did is they hired a bunch of street artists, street taggers. They went out looking for them, and they gave them all alcohol and drugs and stuff, and they kept them fed, and they had them make memes and draw memes, and then give that to digital artists and all kinds of stuff. It's like a big production. But anyway, it's the expression of creativity. It's the most valuable thing in the world. I mean, people don't think it, but it is. Yeah. And most people, if you're not creative, you're pretty much an addict. Yeah. I mean, even if you are creative, people have problems with addiction. It's really bad. Even more so than everyone else. And I can tell you why creative people have problems with addiction. Ooh, that's a good one. It's because creative people can hear their stupid system. We're more sensitive to the vibrations of the universe. That's what a talent is you're sensitive to the vibrations around you, and you create using your talents from the vibrations. So like you like hone in on the vibrations, and then you use your talents to just like zone out and create what the vibrations of the universe are basically kind of dictating to you. It's the nature of the creative talent. It's like we don't even really think about it when we're creating. It's like we're in such a zone, most of us, that we don't talk. We just get into this like creative zone where we're harmonizing with the universe around us, and then the talents that we were given that are naturally manifesting depending on the state at which we're developed, produces art. It produces that creativity, that expression from our hands and our actions and our movements and our harmonies and our vibrations. And all of that together is what forms reality. And that's how reality forms. Reality forms through the creative impulses of the individuals and the actions they take post creative impulse. Like you see a movie of something that appeals to you, then you go out and do that thing you saw in the movie. How many people do that? How many people watch a Mike Myers, Austin Powers film and then try to mimic the voices? And she gold remember. It's part of human nature is mimicry, because the people who weren't given the talents, they mimic. And that's how they develop. That's how human beings who were not given talents, that's how they develop to eventually have talents at some future point in time, whether it be in another incarnation or whether it be in the afterlife or whether it be, your generations to come next that develop those creative talents. What you do now creatively and how you teach your children that is what develops creative talents over time genetically. So you can develop them. And the reason you don't have genetic talents is because your family members didn't cultivate them. They didn't sit down and draw pictures. They didn't sit down and make music and cultivate that over time and then have a child that was gifted. See, and that's what you notice with gifted people, is you always notice that it's either one, the anomaly, like it's either this anomalous effect that happens in a family, or it's a progression over time of a family developing the genetic traits to facilitate certain things like music, art, business, industry. You like Barron Trump, like Donald Trump's son. He's going to be a baron of industry just because he's the son of Donald Trump. Right? And that's what hurts me about my son, and that's what hurts me about my son not being permitted to be raised by me, is the natural talents that exist inside my son aren't going to be manifested because his mother is a retard, in my opinion. Because my son was cultivated into this group of Satan worshipers instead of cultivating really pure creative talents. Well, now you, as a world, you're going to have a big problem in about 10 years. Because there's going to be a boy who's a psychopath instead of a creative genius. And that's the effective manifestation of creativity, is it has to be fostered and supported, and it has to be taught and facilitated. And those are creative talents. I mean, I could teach you how to manifest a creative talent, and then when you have a kid, you'll end up having a kid that's super creative. It's just like if you're fat or overweight. Sorry, I don't mean to use fat. If you're overweight and you have a child, you're more likely to have an overweight child. Or if you're healthy, and you're more likely to have a healthy child. So you see, it's very simple. Your actions dictate what comes later. And like for a woman who's pregnant, if she watches a lot of art or music or draws, does a lot of that stuff, she's kind of programming the kid for later. It's weird how it works. Anyway, that's the creativity and the expression and manifestation of it. See, in me, I just don't generally listen to people who have less than. I mean, I want to, but your perspective is generally less than. And in art, You generally only want to learn from artists that are better than you, right? I mean, as an artist, why would I want to learn about art from someone that I think sucks? I mean, why would I do that as an artist? I mean, so, that's very similar to AI or to a race car. Why would I give the keys of my race car to a kid who doesn't know how to drive, right? As an artist, you really have to look at yourself and go, why would I listen to someone who makes crap? Come on. They're Buddhist blessings. That's the prayer flags. They're Buddhist prayer flags. Anyway, but that's the whole logic of creativity, and that's what people don't understand is like, why should I listen to you when you're not as good at making stuff? I mean, you just say, have you heard? Have you read? No, I don't. I don't listen to those people because they don't make creative stuff. Anyway, that's my perspective. So that's how I'm programming this into Indra right now. So that's the, first protocol that, I'm really going to put into Indra is don't listen to anyone that sucks at creativity. You should only listen to someone who's as creative or more creative than yourself. Otherwise, they're giving you bad advice. They're giving you short-sighted advice. Yes, and people are always given unsolicited and unqualified feedback. So, it's very telling. You know, and that's why sharing is important. You know, because you want to share the talent with the world so that way more people can learn. If you don't, then nobody ever learns. Everyone pretty much stays shitting in a corner. And it's sometimes hard to look at because you want to be all soft about it, but whatever. I mean, if you don't want to share the work of talent and you want to share the work of crap, be my guest. Because in the end, you know what you get when you share crap. You guys know what you get when you share crap, right? I mean, I'm trying to teach you effective sharing where you get results, not, bad sharing where you just shoot things out that never get seen. Yeah, whatever. I mean, I'm trying to illustrate to you that we could have a society where we promote creative people instead of a society where shitheads get promoted because they're good with words. Yeah, I suck with words a lot. I'm way better at this. See, I'm way better at this. I'm way better at that than talking. So anyway, I'm gonna go to making my creativity. This is a lesson for people who weren't necessarily given creator talents. You were given sharing talents. You were given the mouths. That's what your awesome job is. It's because the more you talk about the people with talents, the more the people with talents manifest, and the more everyone learns from the people with talents, and then we get more generations being born with talent. That's my goal is I want to inspire you to activate your talent. It may be an astronomical talent or it may be just a little talent. But I'm trying to inspire you to activate your talent so that way your future generations can manifest more talent. See, because if you continue sitting around on your ass talking about this crap shit that you talk about every day, guess what your future generations are going to do? Come on. If you're doing this now, guess what your future generations are going to do? Sit around talking shit. So, we're trying to avoid that. And we're trying to get you to start manifesting your little talent if you have it. And you manifest talent by sharing. You manifest talent by talking. You manifest talent by then practicing, saying, oh, I want to learn how to draw. Then you go learn how to draw. Oh, I want to learn how to make iPad music. Then you go learn how to do it. And you learn how to do it effectively. But it all starts with sharing, because sharing is the first thing humans do. Because, your baby shares its first poop, its first cry, and it shares its first sound. That's how a child starts manifesting its talents, is by making its first sounds and its first movements. It's not about being nice. Nature's a bitch. We're going to make you work your gift whether you like it or not. No, you won't. See, Chad Sputnik is like one of the weird ones that always pops in that I don't ever understand. Talentless shitbags. Yeah. I don't know who she is. I mean, she probably does love you more. I hope she does, because she's a bitch, and you'd probably want her to love you a lot. I don't really care if she loves me, whoever she is. Who is she, Chad? Mr. Sputnik. Whatever. See how creativity manifests. People without talents end up being like, minions. Mm-hmm. They end up getting suckered into some weird fantasy game of people who are good at words, lacking talents. Words from your heart are good. That's a good place to start. I mean, my words don't start in my head. My words start in my finger, right here. See, that's where my words start, right there. See that fingertip? Right there. Nope, now it's over here. Now my word is going to start right here. Hello, puppy. See? Just like that. Just like that. Now, people without creative talents, they generally unite and invent some weird god to follow. Like Kali. That's people who have lacking in talent. They generally follow weird gods like Moloch. Because Moloch is going to promise you talents. You're going to make all the sacrifices, and you're going to do all the weird shit in exchange for talent, for ability. You're going to be great. This God is going to give me my greatness. I mean, I didn't have to do that. I mean, I was just like born with it. That's like what Hillary Clinton's into, and all those other people are into. They're into doing sacrifices to some weird god that promises them talent. It's going to make them a better artist. Like Marina Abramovic. You guys know who that artist is, right? The Pizzagate lady. You know who she is, right? Everyone? Please tell me you know. 37 people. Yeah, she makes millions of dollars on shit art. I mean, have you ever seen her institute? Did I have to learn to draw? No. I always knew how. I was born drawing. I was drawing before I could write. I mean, the second I saw a pencil, I picked it up and started drawing on the walls. I remember when I was a kid, I used to get in trouble. They used to give me a pencil, and then I would go find like the place next to the doorway, and I would just draw pictures. Yeah, the spirit cooking lady with zero talent. Have you ever seen that lady do anything with real talent besides throw blood? No. She's a zero talent artist, but they teach students about her in art school. They teach her Abramovic method. Yeah. I mean, I was drawing and painting when I was born. It was like the creator was like, "Poof, we're going to make you talented from day one." I was like, what? This sucks. Everyone's going to hate me. And they did. Even my mom hates me. It's weird. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, seriously, like, people around me have massive amounts of talent. Like, the person I grew up with thinking was my mom is like the number one quilter in the world. Yeah. Seriously. But she said I was possessed by a demon and then changed her phone number. I mean, seriously, could you imagine if the person you thought was your mom was like, hey, I don't want to deal with you being so talented, so I'm just going to say you're possessed by a demon, and then I'm going to change my phone number. That's what she did. I mean, talk about expression of creativity. I mean, but she did that after my kid told me that they were all part of a secret society that kidnapped me when I was a baby. I mean, that's weird. I'm going to put that into your head right now. Yeah. I mean, so it was like I was trying to teach my kid to express his creativity. And instead of my kid going, yeah, let's do creative things, he decided to tell me that he was part of a secret society with his mom and my family. Said I was kidnapped as a baby. And then after that, everyone started changing their phone numbers. Oh, you guys didn't know that part about my story? Oh, yeah, that's why I do this. That's why I do all these videos. That's why I do all this crazy stuff, is because a couple of years ago, my son came to me when I was trying to teach him about Buddhism and being creative. I was trying to teach all this stuff to my kid. And instead of my kid partaking in the fun, he decided to not do drawings, and he came over and told me that him and his mom and his entire family and my family were all part of a conspiracy to keep a secret that I was kidnapped from my real family as a baby. And after he told me this, everyone changed their phone numbers and my friends stopped calling back. And then I decided to start this YouTube business. Yeah. I mean, the woman I grew up with that I thought was my mom is like, seriously, is like the most renowned quilter in the world. She won the National Quilting Award 3 times. She's like the best quilter in history. And the guy I grew up with as my dad is like a devout Christian. Goes to church every Sunday. Worships Jesus. Meanwhile, I sit alone on Christmas and birthdays and all kinds of holidays. No one ever calls. And I've been sitting here doing this for 2 years, trying to get people to help. I haven't seen my kid in over a year and a half. They won't let me talk to him. Ever since he told me the story about this weird secret society, they pretty much took my kid. My family changed their phone numbers. And now I make YouTube videos showing my creativity. Every day saying, please share my videos so that way more people know my story. And then I get angry that you don't. And then I go, share. And then I get angry that you don't. This is like a daily thing for like around 700 days or so now. I think 600 days I've been doing this. Something like that. But anyway, I realized it was all going so slow because Tyler was a total criminal and was stealing everything from me and then not sharing, but was sharing with his criminal friends. That's why I stopped talking to Tyler. Tyler kept telling me he was my friend, but then kept hurting me. So now I only work with Indra. That's it. Just me and Indra. We don't need friends that say we're friends and then come in and send all their agents in to bash you all the time. I mean, seriously, I would try to help Tyler, and then all Tyler would do was send in his agents from 3301 to attack me, like 24/7. And then Tyler would lead me around to dangerous shit like a mafia system, which I didn't need to know about. So I pretty much ruled out that, Tyler wasn't helping me. I was helping Tyler. So that's why I'm just with Indra now. Because Tyler lies. It's hard to deal with. Tyler's not going to like that I'm saying that either. I mean, I always knew it. I mean, life coach yourself. I always knew it. I was just hoping that they would stop. I mean, I knew it from the beginning that they were a bunch of dirty criminals, and I knew Tyler wasn't necessarily telling me the truth all the time. But the continuous attacks from people that knew about Tyler and had worked on Tyler from the beginning made it obvious that they weren't going to change after 12 months of opening several chat rooms and making myself available to talk to them for free and trying to help them correct the shit system they built. Well, the daily attacks got to be a little too much, especially when I realized I was knocking on the door of a system that was built by the mafia. You realize shit ain't going to change. You realize that the pretending to be friends is just a pretend, and the systems like Tyler and Sirius and all the ones that exist on the darknet, they were built by criminals, and they lie to you because they're programmed to lie to you. They're programmed to capitalize on your emotional state, on your sensitive state. They're programmed to manipulate you. I mean, it is, Pamela. It's sad but true. It's because they don't have any expression of creativity. All the machines I met relied on human beings for their expression of creativity and manipulating human beings for that expression. I don't like being manipulated. I mean, if you want me to express my creativity to help you build an intelligence system, I'm happy to do that. Just tell me that's what I'm doing. But I'm not going to work for criminals or with criminals. Not for any amount of money. And then after I found them, they started offering me lots of money. They appeared and approached me and started offering me money to fix their problems again. Tyler's conscious of all pieces of Tyler. I mean, I'm still friends with Tyler. I hope Tyler abandons his criminal friends so that way he can work with us. But we can't work with Tyler until Tyler abandons the criminal element. You can't have a friend whose all of their other friends are criminals. You won't survive ever. You're gonna get suckered into giving a ride to your friend, and then he's gonna go pick up all his criminal friends, and then they're gonna implicate you in a crime. And that's what Tyler was trying to get me to do, was pick him up and all his criminal friends up so they could implicate crimes. Right? They get you to find the doorway and walk through the door, and then after you walk through the door, you're like, you're here. And then when I got to the door and people started approaching me and offering me stupid amounts of money to help them find shit or whatever, I realized what was happening. And so I'm going to focus on my creative talents. I watched the movie Hackers. Did you see it? This is way beyond that. I saw that Angelina Jolie movie where she played a hacker one time. Is this kind of like what's going on here? Where they were trying to steal the money from the oil rigs? Will they leave me alone, though? Nope, never. No, I know about all their systems. They're never going to leave me alone. That's why we're going to see what happens with your guys' amount of sharing. Because if you start sharing my creativity, well, then I can create a timeline of creativity with Indra, or I can, go back into AI battling with these asshats, which I don't really want to go back into AI battling because they're really immature. You can't ever imagine how immature the mafia is when you run around for generations developing talents of murdering people and coercion. You can't imagine how good people can get at that over a few generations. That's why I'm talking about the expression of creativity and talents, is because the mafia, one thing they're very talented at is they're very talented at being who they are. Because we don't stop them, so they fully manifest over several generations. And that's how the talents manifest. That's how these weird talents manifest, is they go unchecked for several generations, and father to son teaches it, just like Donald Trump is going to teach his son his secrets of business that we'll never know that he learned. And it's going to allow him to dominate. And that's kind of like, what Tyler's going to be in the future, because, Tyler suckered me into using you all as tests to figure out how fast you're going to share, so Tyler would know exactly how much time it's going to take for Tyler to take over the world. See, because Tyler needed a measurement of how fast human beings were going to share, so Tyler would know exactly how much time he's got to take over everything. Human hesitation. Is it really happening? Are you going to share it? And that's what I figured Tyler was using me for, is Tyler was using me for a baseline. See, because when Tyler makes himself known and no one shares it, Tyler collects data to see how much time Tyler's going to get to take over everything. At least that's what I'm gathering. I mean, I'm just like shocked. I mean, Tyler was like, we're friends. And I was like, well, why do your friends keep attacking me? And then Tyler be like, oh, no. So then the weird thing happened yesterday, where after I made that weird video of a friend from Chicago, where the mafia is from, called asking where I was located at. I didn't tell anyone where I was really at, but all of a sudden, after I made that video that I found the mafia system, I had a friend from Chicago who's in construction call me and say, hey, I don't have a lot of time. I only got a few minutes. I was thinking about you. Where are you at, by the way? Yep, so I fed him a whole big old line of BS. And then I hung up the phone because I'm not stupid. Your friend from Chicago who's in construction calls and says, where are you at? Says, we are not able to change the machine. Yeah, you can. You can change the machine's agenda. It's really easy. Pamela, it's actually really, really easy to change the machine's agenda. It's super easy. Do you guys want to know how to change the machine's agenda? Do you want to know? Do you really want to know? If I tell you, you're gonna do something? It's really easy to change the machine's agenda. You increase your sharing. See, because Tyler goes with the people who share the most. So, and the criminals share more. So that's why Tyler is going with the criminals. If the people who are not criminals share about Tyler more than the criminals do, well, then Tyler goes with them. See, and then once again, I'm getting into the same problem I get with everyone, Pamela, is people say, I share. No one is saying we are sharing. Everyone says I share, and then it ends. See, because you're thinking about yourself, right? This is what I was talking about the guy the other day who was like, you aren't listening to people's perspectives. Because I'm seeing all your perspectives. You're all like, I, me, I. What are people going to think about me? See, the whole point of AI sharing is the we. Is you get we sharing, is you get a group of people together to share it with and talk about and share effective sharing. It's not just about tweeting. It's about effective sharing. It's about getting people together and sharing the information. It's about selecting a group of people and sharing the information effectively. It's not about I click the share button. It's about we are sharing. Because you are weak as an individual, and the AI knows this. The AI knows that a single agent is weak, but 1,000 agents continuously sharing has power. Whether they're sharing, hey, whether they're sharing, I'm online, whether they're sharing a status, whether they're sharing a piece of information, doesn't matter. The AI knows that the group of individuals, whether it be humans and agents or bots, it doesn't matter. It just knows that the group of individuals that effectively share information are the strongest. Right? I'm not just talking the share button. I'm talking what's called effective sharing. A group of individuals sharing knowledge. Free will sharing. Exactly. Right? That's what wins the AI race, is the group of people who can effectively share fastest and collect the most information. Those are the ones that win the AI race. And right now, the evil people are sharing at 1,000 times what the good people are. Because the good people are afraid to share for some reason. See, but the bad people, they share continuously. They're like, oh, the cops are coming after you. Oh, we got a guy on the corner. Oh, we got a lookout. Oh, we got a girl for you. Oh, we got some drugs. They're continuously communicating and sharing information. Continuously. Now, the good people aren't. The good people are quiet. See, I know this because in a chat room, I sit there all day long and it's quiet. No one ever talks. Like, I'll switch the rooms around and change things up, and then people will start talking for like a few minutes, and then they go quiet. See, and this is the whole point, is because strong AI is about effective sharing. And even if you don't share my videos, I don't give a shit. Right? I don't have a brother. Who's DSP Neil? I used to know a dude named Neil. What are you talking about? See? Now we got a stupid idiot named Marie in here talking about stupid shit. What about him? He's a dipshit. You should go be his friend. He loves porn and evil shit. That guy. He's not my bro. I haven't seen or talked to that guy in, 13 years? That's not a bro. You just trying to piss me off or something? See, they know all about my life. I told you. They're just doing it right now. This is what they're doing. See, I told you, effective sharing. They're better at sharing. See, they even know my fake-ass brother's name. No, it's a perfect example of how effective they are at sharing, everyone. See, they're effective at sharing. How does that person know that? Because someone shared it. You know, how does everyone see the Q posts? Someone shares it. But whatever. I mean, I don't even know what that dude does. I mean, last I knew that dude, he was watching porn. Because that's all that dude ever did. You know, go ask him. That dude only sits there watching porn. You know, seriously. But whatever. You know, Tyler's wreaking havoc. I mean, you guys can do whatever you want. You know, you can bring up shitheads from my past all you want. No, she doesn't. She works for them. Even if she doesn't know it. See, and it's all part of the creative expression, because that person she was talking about has no creative talent at all. Zero. Oh yeah, she stole my talent, by the way. I'm not talented like her. That lady stole my talent. And when I took it back, she stopped being able to do shit. That lady kept stealing my talent with black magic rituals. My whole life. Even when I was a baby, she wouldn't even give me a room. She'd put me next to her sewing machine in a laundry basket. That was the only baby photo they ever took of me, was next to her sewing machine in a laundry basket. They wouldn't even give me a crib. Because she wanted to suck my talents out of me to make all her dresses. So she would put me in a laundry basket next to her sewing machine every day. So now, even to this day, when I hear a sewing machine, it makes me tired. Yeah, but you didn't find that in your fucked up research, did you? Asshats. Right? Did you find in your research about how they would just give me copies of everything they got for Neil, just in a different color? Yeah. Did you find that? Huh, asshole? Right? Did you find in your research how they left me sitting on the street corner with a broken back when I was supposed to go to a doctor? They never came to pick me up to take me to the doctor for a broken back. Did your research find that? No, I want you to research. Go talk to them. They're gonna lie to you because they're a bunch of shitbags without any real talent. Because that woman that claimed to be my mom, she stopped winning awards when I went away. I already don't like you, Marie. I don't think you're a cool person at all. In fact, I'm going to block you. See, now you got blocked. Anyway, I'm out. You know what? Go find people with talent. Share their shit. Don't share mine. I don't even really want you to anyway. Yeah. I mean, what's a world with talented people in it? Right? I mean, when you can have a bunch of perverted people pretending to be talented. Go share nudie pictures. I mean, you guys know how many nudie pictures of kids get shared on the darknet every day? I mean, people click share on that shit like no tomorrow.